Hello beautiful people, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchi Imo, and on this channel I talk about cake business, I teach about entrepreneurship, personal development, I do story time, tutorials, vlogs and recipes as well, and you're welcome. In today's video I'm going to be showing you something that is very important. At least I know that 2 bakers have asked for it now, and I decided to go ahead, make this video and bring it to you. And it is how to know your cake pans. Now I figure that this is not something that is as easy as it seems to everyone, and that is why I'm bringing this video to you, especially for newbie bakers. They've asked me, how do I get to know my cake pans? How do I get to know the sizes? And that is what I'll be teaching you today, how you can know the sizes for your cake pans. Please let me just put out the disclaimer, I'm at work today and you know how we roll. So if you hear some background noise, just know that people are passing, cars are passing and all of that. But please pay attention, you'll still hear me because I will be bringing the best to you today. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I am so grateful and thankful for the love, for the care, the prayers and everything. So without further ado, let's go right into the video. You're welcome back. So like I said, I'm going to be teaching you how to know your cake pans, their sizes and how to achieve certain heights. Okay, so I have some cake pans before me here. At some points I'm gonna have to flip my camera so that you can see and understand better what I'm saying, but I'm gonna try my best to show you. So with me here I have a tape, a measuring tape, and this is in inches. So this is in inches, I believe that you can see it, right? So that's it, from 1 to 13. And I'm going to be starting with this pan, which is a round pan. So this is a round baking tin, a round baking pan or baking tin, whichever you call it in your place, in your location. And this is how you determine this. Sorry, I'm going to be looking this way so that I can see what I'm doing. So to determine the size of this pan, I don't know if this is going to work. I think it's better I flip my camera so that you understand better. But it looks like it's upside down. Actually, it's upside down. So this is what I'm going to do. To determine the size of this pan, this is how you go about it. So you start from 1. I'm holding the edge because the head is off. But you start from 1 and then you hold it this way. Okay, I'm trying to hold this so it doesn't pull off. So you can see that that is 6, right? So this is 6. So the pan of your size is based on the, is it diameter? Right, the diameter of the pan for this round pan. So if I measure that, you see that it's 6. I'm going to flip my camera so it's easy for me to handle from here. Okay, so this is it for the height. So that is 4 inches. So this is a 6.5 inch pan by 4 inches tall. Now if you want to get a 4 inches tall cake, it's advisable you bake this cake twice. So this is a tall pan. There are some that are as tall as 2 inches. They are not this tall, they are just halfway, and I think those pans are best for baking if you ask me, in my own opinion. So instead of filling the pan this way to get to 4 inches at once, it's better you bake in 2 pans like this halfway through. So this is a 6.5 inch pan by 4 inches tall. So it's best if you bake halfway, get a pan that is this low and bake twice, like bake in 2 different pans. So you bake in 2 different pans instead of filling your batter this high and baking that much, so that it gets done on time. I've explained this in one of my videos before. So here I have a bigger one, and we're going to check out the size of this. And going by my measurement, this is like 10.5. Okay, so but by the time, this is it. I can't fit it into the camera. I'm trying my best. So this is 10 points. It's actually almost 11. If I'm measuring from 0, this is 11. Okay, but that is that's what we use for our 10 inches cakes. By the time you're done trimming, at least you still have your 10-inch cake. So that's that for the round pans. And you can see the height as well. It's not as tall as the other one I showed you. So that this is like, let's see the height. This is 3 inch tall. So this is 3 inches tall. Okay, and in my own opinion, I prefer baking with this ones. Let me not say it's best for baking, but I prefer baking with this ones. Your cakes come out flat, your cakes come out looking nice. So this is an example of a cake we baked today. You can see it's looking like really flat. I want to tilt it so that you can see how flat it looks. So can you see that? It looks flat without any dome. That's why I really like this pans that I showed you. Now I'm going to the next, which is a square pan. So I have a square pan here. And what I'm saying is that this is this video is hard to record. Sorry. So this is a 6.5 inch pan I have right here. Okay, so measuring from zero, I have the zero. So measuring from zero, I have 6.5 right there. So what I'm thinking is that these people intentionally added the 5 inches, maybe because of trimming, so that when you trim, you still have the exact size. But this is what we use for our 6 inches square pan if we have to bake a square cake. So that's it, and you measure the height and get what you want as well. Now this is for the heart shape. Okay, so this is how I go about measuring. Okay, so some of these pans are looking really old. Yes, it's because I've been using them since I started baking, since like 2012. Yeah, I've had these pans for that long, so that's why they look the way they look. Okay, old and rugged. So this is what I have actually for a heart-shaped pan. This is it. That's 10 inches. This is where I measure it. Okay, and I get my 10 inch. So that's it. 10 inch hard pan, and then you have the height as well. If you want to check out the height, you just measure this way and you would get the height. Now this is a rectangular pan. Okay, and rectangles, you know that one side is longer than the other. Okay, so this is what we have for this. So this is 13 inches. I don't know if you can see that. 13.5. I can't fit everything into the camera, please bear with me. But this is 13.5 by this way by 10.5. Okay, so this is what you use for like football cakes, football field cakes, for number cakes, for football field cakes. That's what you use this pan for. You can even use it for regular cakes. So people bake sheet cakes in this type of pan. That's a rectangular pan, and that is what you can use. Again, if you want to get the height, just measure the side and you would get the height of your cake. I believe that you're enjoying this video and you're getting value from it. So it's not like it's a difficult thing to do, it's a hard thing to do. So that's how you measure with a tape, and you'll know the size of the pan or the size of your cake tin. I have a bigger square pan here. Okay, so the bigger the cake pan, the harder it is to fit into the into my video, the lens. So I'm just going to move my hand so you can see, right? So I'm not going to tell you this. What's the size of this pan? From what you can see, for the square pans, the sides are equal. Okay, all the sides are equal. So if you have a square pan, you'll see that this way is the same as when you measure this way. Can you see that? You can see it's the same. So that is it for square pans. If you know the answer, the size of this pan, please let me know in the comments below. And then for the height as well, you just measure this way and you get the height. Next up, I have a loaf pan here. So this is a loaf pan which you use for baking your cake loaves and all. So this is it, and I'm just going to be showing you how to get the measurement for this one. So place it here and then hold it up this way. So that is an 8-inch loaf pan. So this is 8 inches, or let's do it this way. So this is 8 inches. Yeah, you can see that it's the same thing even if I do it this way, although it's wider towards the top. So I'll just stick with this place. So this is 8 inches by 2.5 inches tall. Can you see that? Okay, so if you want to bake your loaves, this is what you use. It's called a loaf tin or a loaf pan. You use it for your cake loaves, you use it for your bread loaves as well. Okay, so that's that for this. A few things I would like to mention about the square pan is that when you bake, when you put your batter in your pan, you tilt it towards the ends so that you can, you know, have the batter go around and it would come out flat. Okay, so I think I have a cake to bake. I hope I remember to do that. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that with your batter inside the pan. Now, ideally, it's advised. I know I talked about this in passing. But let me say it. So, for example, this is a. So ideally, it's advised. Let's check this out. So this is 3.5, right, or 3 inches tall. So if I were to bake a cake in this pan, I will be looking at. Let's go this way so that I would explain better. So if I were to bake in the square pan or any of these pans, for the ones that are not tall, I'll be looking at a 2-inch batter, filling the batter to 2 inches, okay, so that there is space for it to rise, and so that it doesn't waste time, take time to get done, and it dons evenly, gets baked evenly. So that's it. You don't fill your pan all the way to this way. This is too full. Filling it here is too full. When it begins to rise, it can overflow. It definitely would overflow, not even can. So just fill, like I showed you, halfway. Just halfway is fine, or a little above half, so that your cake has time to can rise and bake evenly and doesn't spend so much time in the oven. There's no use filling the cake pan to get a tall height and then you split it. So for a newbie baker, I would advise that instead of going ahead to buy a set of pans where you have 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 like that, for you just starting out, it's advisable you invest in getting like 3 of this size of pan. Why? So that if you want to bake, you can easily get it all into the oven. So when I started, I used to buy in sets. So if you have enough money, if you have the funds, then you can go ahead and buy the set. So if you want to bake like a 3-layer 10 inches, you don't have to bake first, wait for it to get done, bake the second time, wait for it to get done, and bake it third time. You can easily just do like a 1 kg or 750 grams of batter, depending on the recipe, depending on what you want, and then split them into 3 different pans. I believe that you understand this point. So that's what I'm saying, especially for newbie bakers. Buy 3 of this for your 8 inches, buy 3 for your 6 inches if you're baking 6 inches cakes, buy 3 or buy 4 depending, so that if you want to bake, you split your batter into it, send them into the oven, and they come out all good and fine. It saves you time, so you just get your baking done fast and nice. All right. So for example, you want to bake a 10-inch by 6-inch tall cake. So the customer, for example, says, I want my cake to be tall, I don't want a short cake. Okay, so it means that if I'm using a 10-inch pan to bake and I have my batter this way, usually we don't fill the pan, so we stop around somewhere like here, so the cake has space to rise, and at the end of the day we'll come out with like a 2-inch tall cake. Okay, so that is it. It means that if you're looking for like a 6-inch height cake, a 6-inch tall cake, you're going to be baking like 3 of these pans. Do you understand? So you bake in this pan, bake in another one, and then bake in another one. That is how you get it tall. If you want an 8-inch cake, it means you're going to be baking in 4 pans like this. So by the time you stack them together with the filling and everything, you are going to be having that height. That is if your cakes are leveled, please. Okay, so for us, like the cake I showed you earlier, I'm not going to trim that cake. I'm just going to go right ahead to cover, or if I like, I just take off the top, but you can see that it's flat. So that is how you determine the sizes of your cake pans with your measuring tape or with a ruler. That's how I do mine, to know my the size of my cake pans or my cake tins. So it's very easy. It's not something that is difficult to figure out. All right, make sure you get good pans, and the ones pans that are durable, cake tins or cake pans that are durable. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, you want to bake an 8-inch tall cake. It means that if you have a layer that is 2 inches tall in height, you're going to be baking 4. Okay, you're going to be baking 4 cakes. If you need one that is 10 inches tall, it means you're going to be baking 5 layers of cake to achieve that height. And I hope that that is clear. All right, so thank you for watching this video. If it's not clear, any part is not clear, please let me know. You can ask your questions in the comments below, and if you're yet to become a part of the family, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications as well, so that you're notified when I upload videos, and give this video a thumbs up. All right, please like this video so that other people can get to see it, and also share with those in your caking communities and groups. Okay, until I see you in the next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.